Live.
All right, Barb?
Okay, Sherry? KK?
Here.
Tom?
Yep.
Steve?
Here.
Bernie?
Here.
Larry? Beth?
Might be late.
Richard?
Here.
Barb? Here. Brian?
Here.
Chris?
Here.
They're not on the list here.
We don't
Don.
have to keep track of, we were told we don't have to keep track of the staff
Oh,
attendance at just the members of the rec board at the last meeting.
that part.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
There's Larry.
Hey, Larry's.
I like that hat rather than the green, I like that.
Okay, moving on, looking at March's minutes. Any corrections, deletions? Not need a motion to approve.
I move we approve. Second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We do have one guest in the audience. Barbara Clark is the NAACP Sandusky Unit 3199 president,
Okay.
and she will address at our open discussion.
Okay. In the old business. Brian?
We officially opened up April 1st. So hit or miss as far as weather goes. So we've had some really good days, like Monday was really good, and we've had some not so good days. It's finally starting to dry up a little bit, so we've been able to send carts out the last couple days. I think it'll continue to dry out. It looks like after today, the lows are creeping up into the 40s and 50s, with some warmer highs coming our way. So I think early next week, we're optimistic that we can start on the cart path as far as the construction goes and all that. So we're optimistic that's going to start soon. But yeah, the days that we've had good weather, we've had really good numbers round wise. And yeah, everything else is operating as usual on the golf course. So
How's the new bridge going? Is it the bidding ending or just starting?
Started today.
yep.
Started today?
So we should soon have that bid awarded. We're really optimistic that everything is probably going to be as is this year, but we're right on track to, towards the end of this season, we should see some work being done on that project being started. And then, like I said, we're really optimistic that going the beginning of next season for golf, that bridge will be up and ready. So unfortunately, we'll probably have one more season where golfers will have to make that adjustment around hole 5 and hole 6 as far as not using that bridge. But like I said, we're moving right along as far as the bid goes, and all that is concerned. So like I said, unfortunately, everything will be as is this year, but I'm very confident that the beginning of next season that new bridge will be up and running.
How does this process work? You guys in-house come up with plans?
Yeah, and our engineering department is involved with that as well. So they come up with the specs and the design and all that, and then that has to go to commission, and that has to be bidded out as far as the contractor and the work being done and all those details. So, yeah.
There's worse places on there that you could have a non-bridge, so, I mean, it works. So,
Yeah,
could send them up off the road on the right, and then it would really be tough. But it works out there. Like you say, it'll be better next year.
yeah, you do the best with what you got, and you just, we try to do a good job of just letting our customers and our golfers know that, we're with you. We wish it was done by now. Unfortunately, it's not, but we're gonna do everything that we can to speed up the process as much as possible. So.
So you already touched on the trail, the cart path project, but there might be some intermittent closures just due to, making sure that we aren't putting any of the workers at risk that are going to be putting that cart path in there. We're trying to get that,
Starting Monday.
starting Monday, depending on Saturday's expected weather. Yeah.
Projects and updates? You, Chris? Jason?
Jason and I both, but
Okay.
you going first, sir? Project updates.
Oh, so as Ryan had mentioned, the bridge, as far as the restoration project, that's still slated for getting moving on that and moving dirt after this season, in the fall, in the winter, after late fall, we'll get that restoration project going. And to Sherry's question, that was part of what got the bridge a little bit delayed, was getting confirmation that wherever we were going to place that new bridge, it didn't affect anything with that restoration project that's going on. So once we had that set, then it could go to design, and now we're at that that bidding stage for that bridge, and commission approved putting it out to bid at Monday's meeting. Anything addition on projects?
Other than we are adding a shade structure over at AMVETS, yet over by the new playground that's there, and then some additional picnic tables, as we've had requests from those that participate in that league to have some more seating area and areas for their family to gather. So that project, we just accepted in the bids on last Friday. They were all due, and we will go to commission either the next meeting or the meeting after to award the contract to move forward with that.
How is the AMVETS going under the new management? Is it going good?
They just wrapped up this past week, and I think was their registration close. So I haven't had a conversation with Aaron, the new president, since then to find out how their registration went. But we're trying to do what we can to get there's like a punch list that we work with them at the beginning of the season. We work with all of our prior use agreements to see what things they want to try and get done. One thing we did get was and the commission accepted this at Monday's meeting as well, as a $5,000 donation to paint and make some repairs to that press box.
Oh, good.
That was a leadership Erie County project a few years ago, and there were some things that needed to be addressed inside of there that Erie Blacktop wanted to keep it Erie Blacktop Field and give that donation.
So he donated the money?
Yes.
Good.
Tandra's not coming.
Towndra is in Midtown Supper Club mode right now. We also had, but I can give a couple updates on what she had. We also had a poverty simulation that we hosted this morning, and that went really well at Mills. It was put on by Second Harvest Food Bank and Family Health Services. We had a full gym. It's a very eye-opening poverty simulation. If anybody has ever been a part of something like that, it's very interesting, and we hope to serve as a host for that in the future. So that was this morning, and now we've got out of school going on, and Midtown Supper Club is next Tuesday on Earth Day. So it is sold out. We are getting set up for that this weekend, and we'll be ready to go next Tuesday. Spring break camp is also next week, and that is full. It will be next Thursday, Friday from 10 to 2. May Out of School has also, May Out of School opens Sunday. So registration for our May Out of School opens on Sunday. So that's going to be probably pretty crazy registration-wise on Sunday for that, even though it's Easter. And then summer break camp, that registration will open on May 9th. And that fills up quickly. So if you know somebody that's looking to get their kid into summer break camp, make sure they're at their computer or on their phone getting ready to register for that on May 9th.
Is this something that will carry on to the new rec center, or we still don't know what we're doing with the rec center?
Everything that we've listed here has been, with the exception, if, Midtown Supper Club, as far as the kitchen situation, everything on here is, as part of our rec advisory committee, was voted on and said we want to keep those programs going in the new rec center. Any questions, other questions on youth programming?
Easter egg,
What's that?
Easter egg hunt?
Yes, we were a little worried at 9:30. There really wasn't a lot of kids or people out there for the Easter egg hunt, which was this past Saturday. The Easter Bunny came through, thanks to the Marymount Museum, at 9:45 and waved everybody. And that's when people started sort of trickling in. And then it's like 9:50, 9:55, it seemed like it got really busy. And then at 10 o'clock, we said go, and at 10:04, it was over. It was just that quick. So weather was pretty perfect for it, and want to thank Sandusky Rotary for setting up the baskets. I think we gave away all the basket winners. Yeah. And Sandusky Police, they donated a lot of the eggs for the event, and Vacationland, we're still using some of the things that Vacationland gave us a couple years ago from their Easter egg hunt. They donated to us for ours. So again, another successful event I always say it's our fastest event, but everyone had a good time, and I want to thank our parks, our greenhouse staff for getting Washington Park also cleaned up for the event as well. And that would lead into our next event, which is our grand opening of the Wheels Park. That's scheduled for May 10th. We're calling it Skate Dusky. You can find it on Facebook for more information. There will be bands playing. There will be vendors, some pro skate, pro bike, pro quad skates, which I never heard of quad skates until this year, but quad skates are like roller skates, like what we used to, get from when you go to the ice or to the skate rink, the 4-wheel skates. So we're gonna have some people doing some demos.
Mine were steel.
I mean, I had roller blades at one point, but yeah. And we're working with Advocate Skateworks. They're a nonprofit out of Lakewood area that they're taking on bringing some of the pros and handling the vendors that we're going to have there. We'll have some food trucks. And then we're also working with Halo Live on booking the bands throughout. And there'll be a ribbon cutting at 2 p.m. that day on May 10th. So we hope everyone can make it out to the skate park, and that Mother Nature gives us eclipse-like weather or Easter egg-like weather for the event. So any questions on Skate Dusky or the Easter egg hunt? Ryan's got a couple updates about Dragons and Bacon.
Yeah, we were awarded a grant from Shores and Island for the Dragons and Bacon event that we've been doing every September. So we're hopeful that we can continue that event. We're trying to get the word out as much as possible. We do need more participation as far as teams go, but we have a lot of support like that grant and other support as well from other organizations. So we're really optimistic that we can continue that event this year. So yeah, we're just trying to make it as big as possible.
What was the date?
September 13th, and it's scheduled for 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that'll be out at the Paper District Marina.
Do you have something on the bike helmets too?
Oh, yes. And we applied for a grant with ODOT, Ohio Department of Transportation, and they award organizations bike helmets. So we were awarded 160 bike helmets. So we'll use a lot of those at Safety Town. So We'll be able to continue to give each participant a bike helmet at the end of Safety Town, and we should have some left over for Touch a Truck, and possibly a couple for, well, we had some other bike or helmets that were donated that we're using for the Wheels Park event. But yeah, we're fortunate that we can provide those helmets for those couple of events that we have coming up. And anytime we can keep kids, community members safe like that, whether they're on their bikes, whether they're at the skate or Wheels Park, or all the above, that's always a good thing. So that's another positive as well. So
every kid comes in Safe Town, we get a free helmet.
yes, sir.
Nice.
They'll get other things as well, in addition to the bike helmet, but they'll for sure get a bike helmet.
Great.
Any questions on the old business items?
New business, Jason?
Yes, we have our next not-so-quick event. Our drive-through drop-off day is this Saturday at the Shelby Street Boat Launch. There's a Facebook page with everything that you can bring and not bring to that event. Looking forward to having that on Saturday. So we'll have both we'll have our staff here and then have some other staff available. And I think Gentlemen's Club and Leading Ladies are also going to be at that. I also should thank them for stuffing our eggs if I haven't already. They stuffed a lot of our eggs for us for the Easter egg hunt. And then moving on to parks and facilities updates. I don't know if you came through Washington Park, but they got pansies up out in front of the Boy with the Boot now, and Washington Park's starting to come to life, so looking forward to getting the greenhouse. If you ever have a chance, stop at the greenhouse this time of year. It is blooming. Everything is blooming in there, and it's pretty neat to see this time of year. And then they move everything out to the park in the next 5 to 6 weeks. Did you want to talk about or should I talk about the field prep? Just that our grounds crew has been working on getting the baseball fields, softball fields ready. Like I said earlier, working with the schools and also AMVets and even Sandusky Travelers out at JC Park to make sure that those fields are in tip-top shape and ready for spring. That's why I say spring has sprung. We're also getting our water turned on in our various facilities. So the Shelby Street Boat Launch comes online for the bathroom there, Dorn Park bathrooms. There's been several requests about when is Grinders going to open down in Shoreline Park. Some from this table have asked when Grinders is going to open up. So that should be soon. That's up to our water department to get those things turned on. And then, that's our irrigation system at Mills. That's all of our irrigation systems throughout the parks too. So it will be here before you know it. Everything will be up and running.
From my perspective on the softball fields, it's going real well as far as the Sandusky Blue Streak softball team using the field. I haven't heard from the groundskeeper, so no news, good news in that way, and I haven't heard any complaints from our side or the coach's side of things. I did notice when I went out there, the SMCC has the dugout is cement. Is that something they took on by
They did.
themselves?
They did, and they did that through permission. They just basically write us a letter what they plan on doing, and then we get that, approved for them if that's.
My first thought to that was taking some of the remaining old turf that we have and cutting them to size, 9 by 30. I measured it.
Yeah.
And putting it in on, the visitors and home side. But if I was to pursue that, how would I go about that?
Just go through our office and we'll, make sure that we take a look at it and get it through our facilities staff and make sure that they're on board with it, and yeah.
I haven't received any complaints about water in the dugout and that, but I suspect that
Yeah.
time you probably could get in there, but Okay.
And I've been told, as of today, those bathrooms are open that are at Dorn.
Okay.
And they're replacing the water fountain. There's an issue with the water fountain, so they're going to get that replaced with, I think, a bottle filler.
People are used to using water fountains anyway.
Well, there we wanted, I think we have a bottle filler in stock that we're going to replace it with, so then people can do a bottle filler out there.
Anything else?
No, I want to hear from Barb. Not this Barb, Barbara. Unless anybody, so yeah, we go into open discussion and then,
Yeah. Anything else for new business? Now, we're moving on to open discussion. Barb? You want to come up?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You.
This is my first time here, and I'm amazed. Before I get started, I'm Barbara Clark with the Sandusky NAACP, known as the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and that means all people. And I'm here to reach out to the city of Sandusky. You guys know who we are, am I correct? Most of you know who the NAACP is? Okay, so I'm here. First thing, I need to get something out of Jason. I need a ticket to Motown,
oh, Midtown?
Midtown. Yes, I need a ticket to that.
I don't know, I've been told it is sold out. It's
Come up with a ticket.
I actually joked at our last meeting that somebody's going to be out scalping tickets at the
Just show
event.
up and sit down.
Just show up and sit down. All right. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to put us on your email list, so we know so I know what is going on. But as I said, I want to thank you for this opportunity to come to you today. We are trying to, the NAACP is trying to bring the community together, and we are trying to do that through this here Juneteenth Freedom Fest that we are trying to plan, but we need a lot of help. We are reaching out to everyone in the community, asking them to come on board. We have the application from the city, we have the application from the national office, so they're gonna put us through a lot of hoops before they give us the insurance to do this and everything. So I need to sit down. I'm reaching out, asking to sit down with the Recreation Department of the city itself, to come along and help us do this. We know that you guys are working with the Juneteenth day itself, the 19th, and I do know that a lot of people are gonna be working on that date. But to bring the community together, the NAACP decided and thought it would be a good idea for us to extend it to that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and make a real fest out of it. So we are planning it, and we need your help. We need the community's help. We need the church's help. We need any nonprofit organization to come along with us. We need to bring our community together. I need to know what you're doing, you need to know what we are doing, and we need to work it together. So, as I said, it'll be on June the 22nd through the 20 through the 22nd. Okay? I have letters. First, I should show you the flyer. This is a flyer that we have drawn up, and had I known there was a dozen of us here, I should have brought a dozen flyers. So next time I come to you, I'll be more prepared. We need to sit down with the city, for the city to tell us just exactly what we need to be doing to be in code for this festival. You know, this is our first time. The application has a lot of questions on it that I would like to sit down with you for you to go over to help us to fill it out correctly, because we have to send everything to national before we do it. Okay, so I need a meeting with you as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want to partner with the city and all the other organizations to bring us together to see what it is that you do, what it is, we know a little bit about what you do, but a lot of people really don't know everything that we do. But it'll be educational, it'll be a social thing for everyone, and I think it'll be fun. Okay, so if you put us on your calendar and let me know when you want to sit down with us, we are ready to do that so we can move this thing forward, because I think it would be an asset to our community. Thank you for this time, and I look forward to talking with you.
Make sure I get your contact info after that.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barb.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else for open discussion?
I just wanted to ask if anybody wanted to volunteer for the Kids Fest. We're getting that all lined up.
When is that,
What's that
Sherry?
date?
May
17th.
17th. Noon to 4.
Same place.
May 17th.
I will. I will volunteer.
Funny man. I thought you and I had the day off.
I think that's called voluntold.
We actually are celebrating our Lions Club 100th anniversary as well, so I'm going to be kind of splitting time this year.
And I do need parking lot attendants for that reason,
Yeah.
because Lions always have the one entrance. It's fun, you just sit there in a chair and under an umbrella, talk to people. Are we ready to end?
It's the 20th anniversary, right? 20th
Oh,
anniversary.
anniversary.
Of when
Yeah.
we were Safety
I thought
Town
you were
Kids
saying the
Fest.
20th of May.
Safety Town, safety,
we were-
no, not Safety Town.
Kid-
Wait,
Kids
Whiteman,
Fest
we
and
were.
Safety Fair.
Kids Fest and Safety Fair, got it.
Safety
Yeah.
Fair and Kids Fest.
Yeah.
White Week is scheduled this year, is it not?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, what's the plan on the use of Columbus Ave? Will it be done by then, or?
Columbus Ave is scheduled to finish by Memorial Day.
Oh.
And they will, Ohio Bike Week is going to have the same setup as they have in years past, or last year, sorry. As last year, and everything is mostly on the waterfront, but then when it really gets busy, they start parking the bikes in the downtown area.
The Downtown Festival is the first week of June. The Downtown Festival is the first week of June.
All right,
Yep.
Are we close to ending? I had one more thing to say for my ending.
go ahead.
Oh, we have another meeting starting at 5, so that's probably who just poked their head in. Yeah,
Ready?
yeah.
I was just wondering about the rec center. Are we able to talk about anything yet?
So we're in the process.
Chris, Mike.
Sorry. We're in the process with Schmidt Architects to move forward with the next phase of the project.
Is that Film Schmidt on Columbus Ave?
Correct.
Oh.
So they're going to be putting together RFQ for us to go out for design builder, and that'll happen in the next few commission meetings.
Remember, we got a community full of young teens and adults that need water, grass, and a concession stand somewhere for the summers, because they get hot too. Nice splash pad for the older.
Anything else? Need a motion to adjourn then.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And our next meeting is May 14th.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be look a lot different outside of here then.